Yo, guys, what's going on? Tom Crown here. Welcome back, everybody. Great to be here. Great to have everybody. Hope you're having a good weekend. We have reason to go live today. My phone has been blowing up with alerts, and usually that's not a huge deal, but in the last, 9 months, there has been week, 2 week, 3 week periods where I've gotten no alerts. And then in the last 24 hours, my phone is flooded. So that means coins are breaking resistances. They're breaking major resistances, previous supports. That's spice. At the moment, seems a little calm. Nothing's really moving. It's probably the perfect time to go live. And then the perfect time when I end the stream for everything to run. You know how it goes, literally. But today, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to look at the Bitcoin chart. I'm going to give you some macro observations. And then we're going to take more of an in-depth dive and look at just more altcoins. Because right now, they're stealing the show. That may change here. We are going to come up on a new week tomorrow. Today's Sunday. In a few hours, I guess. And that may change or it may not. And we're going to take a look at least Doge and SHIB are running. I know ADA is doing well. Ethereum's doing well. Really, whatever you guys want to see. I don't have that much planned. I really just want to get through those things. And then we'll take some requests. So, as always, guys, please smash the likes and subscribes for the new stream. I know it's the most obnoxious YouTuber crap ever. But if we don't get enough likes, YouTube will shut us down. They'll take away my streaming license. Just kidding. Let's get to 420 because it's a fun meme. That's our goal every time. If we do, we give away some memberships. Shout out to our sponsors. Check them out. Video description below. The links. Femex, you're going to see me trading on them live here during this episode. And Market Cypher, I use it absolutely in every trade I make. They sponsor the channel. They keep us going. And I used both of these services long before they sponsored us. High quality, top of the industry, etc. Whatever. Love them. Last but not least, Discord, jump in. And also, guys, I made a Telegram group. I don't really plan on doing much with it except for announcements, but I kind of put it together today that if I don't have one, scammers are going to make them. And so I might as well just have an official one. Hopefully that prevents some people from getting scammed. So first things first, let's check in on our live stream trade because I know a lot of you are probably dying to see how much red I am in right now. And the answer is quite a bit of red. This is a pretty decent sized short for our channel, pretty decent sized. 326 contracts still open. We're down 13% versus last stream. I think we're hovering around 8. We have made a higher high since. And I'm sweating. This is an uncomfortable position to be in. The only thing that I'd be less comfortable doing right now would be like just ripping open along right now. That would make I would have a panic attack. Nothing has changed on the order since last time, but on the last stream we did update you guys. We did have quite a few changes, kind of just a redistribution of orders. But since the last stream, absolutely nothing has changed except for I believe yes, we've lost about $12 more of realized losses due to funding. This short is eating my pockets. We'll get more into that if Bitcoin moves. But for now, let's go to the chart because I think I have something you're going to want to see. You're going to want to, I don't know. I have something of value for you. It's going to be a little repetition, as it always is when we're looking at large time frames. There's always going to be a little bit of repetition. That's how it do. But repetition is the key to success, the key to mastery. So, 6 hours to go. Last stream, we were talking about last week's close, and we were saying, man, really this week, I would just like to see a close above 23.3. With 6 hours left today, and with a higher high on the weekly, I'm thinking that's that's probable. That is definitely in the probability realm. I think we get a nice bullish engulf close on the weekly. And as we have been saying for weeks, we said last stream, if we do, we're going to be looking for the logical next resistance above us. This 25.3, that is May's swing low, acted as support, moving back up, testing it as resistance, makes perfect sense to the technical analysis book. Literally, we made the call on Ethereum. We'll get into Ethereum next. We're not going to spend a crazy amount of time. I just want to talk about a little bit of this macro for Bitcoin. Literally, that's what we were saying about Ethereum. People were saying, you're stupid, it's going lower. And I was saying, no, man, we're going to see 17, but I really think we're going to see higher than 17. And that was a crazy talk. That was back here. And I said, because charts don't have to do anything, but probability says that more often than not, they do certain things. And one of those is when you have a major support, markets tend to move back and test it as resistance. Without getting too complicated, it's simply big whales, big fish looking for liquidity. That's how they strum it up. They need lots of people to buy if they're going to sell, and they need lots of people to sell if they're going to buy. So they can kind of accomplish this by messing around at the same price points, creating a support or resistance, then moving back and testing it again, scooping or double dipping that liquidity. All right, that really wasn't what I was trying to get into. So the macro observation, and then we're probably just going to move on to the alts. The macro observation here for Bitcoin for me, we've been saying this for weeks. It's still true, but it's spicier. So we identified, hey, this is not a great looking pattern, right? Typically, I think I've said this for the last like 4 streams. Typically, this is not what we want to see. This looks very much and has looked very much like perhaps we could call it a parallel or an ascending channel. Unfortunately, ascending channels probability break to the downside. So that's not a good thing, right? That's not good. We could look at it in a different way, and unfortunately, that different way is also bearish. Also, it would look to break to the downside. And that would be, let's call it a rising wedge. I mean, it's real sloppy, but rising wedge. Those, again, probability says downside. But something I have kind of cautioned you guys about over the last 2 or 3 weeks is if the macro bottom is in, if June was the macro bottom 17.5, to simply trade off of like a simple pattern probability, I think is going to be a fool's game. My opinion on that has not changed. Although, it's a chart. We have to look at the chart, and a spade's a spade. We don't want to like pretend something isn't there. This is not a great looking climb, but it is something that I noted a very long time ago, probably back in July or even June, is the slower this recovery is, and the more people don't believe it. So it being slow adds to that because it's not the fast, satisfying recovery that people want. The more likely it is to not just be a dead cat bounce and see further downside and lower lows. So I'm digging the slowness, the chillness, the lack of hype on this climb. I'm not digging it on a structural level. All the probabilities in the patterns we see here would say break to the downside. But if this is the bottom, I don't think that is going to be it's just not going to be that easy. And part of this for me really is just this almost looks just too obvious. It's just like too obvious of a bearish pattern. And there, you could identify many. Like I identified 2 there, ascending wedge and ascending channel. Those are both bearish patterns. It's just like too in your face. And after 9, 10, whatever amount of months of falling, to have this like real easy, obvious bearish setup, something says to me something says to me it might not be so easy. It might not be so easy. Recap super duper quick. On a break to the upside, we're looking at the same levels that we've always been looking at. Just to throw them up on the chart. Boom. Where's that? Yep. Our major retracement to our 618, just about 41K. If we're going to look a little more locally, I don't know if my magnet tool on. Ew. Imperfect horizontals. Ew. If we look a little more locally, we get about 32.9 or 33, and this is another logical level. Lots of confidence here for me. Even if we do make it to here, which I believe the probability is very good, that doesn't guarantee we're back in a bull run. That can absolutely still be a dead cat bounce, a rejection from a 618, especially locally. Absolutely, that can be that can spell for some more downside. What I like about this one as well is that it lines up really well with the wick from January of 22. It's like the exact same price. And if you look to the left, you can really see that 32.8-ish has just been a macro level throughout this entire cycle. In January, we broke above it, we back tested it, we fell again in 2021, dicked around there, came back up, found support again, and then fell. So in that same theory of back testing 25-ish as resistance, I believe it's, I won't say, well, no, I will say, it is probable that we go back to 33,000 as well. The problem is that doesn't fix all our problems. We're really going to have to make it all the way back up to like 48 before it's excitement time. And what kind of goes along in game theory wise with this that I like is people aren't that bullish. I don't know. I've seen some bullish people, but in general, I think the consensus is still majority bearish. That with a back test of 25.3, that's 43% off the low. So think about people who sold here waiting for 10K, waiting for 13K, waiting for whatever number was in their head, and they see this slow climb up that is not exciting. It doesn't grab them in. It doesn't convince them the bull run's back on. Just breaking above 25.3, they're basically buying in at half. They're basically buying, if they buy back in, for a 50% loss. That's a pretty, game theory wise, man, that's a great setup for a bottom to be in. But yeah, we don't know till we know. We don't know till we see it break. The weekly is looking good on Market Cypher B. You have VWAP as was trending down last week. Now it's trending back up. Like, that's the bullish kind of stuff you want to see that will build some confidence. Money flow is rolling over. It's starting to look pretty good. It's starting to look pretty good. And with all this altcoin excitement going on, it makes me feel even more confident that Bitcoin is looking for further upside. Something we looked at in the last stream on the daily was our momentum. It was beginning to pinch, and we didn't have a higher high. And I said, guys, we need to see some kind of move in the next, I think, 48 hours because we need to see this momentum pushed up higher. Little did I know, that's exactly what happened. Momentum continued up, and it did break the high. So that's another piece of kind of just bullish vibe. Bullish vibe, let's say. Let's put it that way. I think that's probably going to be good for Bitcoin. On we don't have to go into low time. We'll do real low time frames, and we'll go into Ethereum and Doge and SHIB. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me pull up the chat so that I can get your opinions. I don't know if this is going to be the hypest stream ever. It seems like people are sleeping on all the movement today, and I like that. I like that setup. I got the chat open now, by the way. What's up, Badger? Connor Anderson, David Scottsdale, Toby Chapman, Dale, TJ. Bullish vibe. It's a bullish vibe. It's not a bullish run yet. What's up, Jeshaladur? Bad Baptist, EMSV for Vendetta, great movie. What's up, dudes? Dudes and dudettes alike, great to have you. Oh, I missed Marcio Pat. Took this stream's scribe-ginity. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for releasing us. By liking and subscribing during the live and chatting and voting during the live stream, YouTube counts that as engagement, and the more engagement we get while we're live, YouTube says, hey, people are engaging, they like this content, we will show it to more people. That is how our channel grows. You guys do it every day, some of you, and you're the reason we've made it this far. I appreciate you. It really does make a difference. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I got it up. SHIB, big jump today. Well, we had a nasty trade on SHIB. We can do SHIB next. We'll do SHIB next. You guys want to do like low time frame Bitcoin? Because this is a little sketcy. It's a pretty hard fall. I do like that this, without even looking at indicators, this is definitely an RSI reset that you would look for in like a bull run scenario. Like this is on the 5-minute. This isn't saying it's a bull run, but in a bull run, you typically see these like kind of slow staircase grinds up, and then just real quick falls that reset your oscillators, reset your indicators, and then it moves back up and just continues on that grind again. So I do like that potentially, but I think it is way too early to start saying, hey, that's a bullish RSI reset. Way too early. Once we're in the 40s or something, we can start looking for that, but not quite yet. Satoshin smash the like. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, I encourage all of you to smash in the like buttons because it is very important. It's very important. It is my lifeblood. What's my end of year target? I will answer that in a moment. Sir, I like your analysis so much. Fabulous. Thank you, RM. Thank you, man. Makes me feel good. JK, what's up, man? In a short. I'm in a short, and I'm hurting. Where did I get my shades? I refuse to say the name of the company because even after multiple friendly emails to them, they refuse to even give me a discount on buying a pair. Like, I was thinking maybe they'll send me a box of them. They just never replied. And it's silly to me how many of these sunglasses I could have sold for them. So all you have to do, go to Google and just type in blue mirror, polarized box frame mirror sunglasses, and you will find multiple vendors with identical pairs of these. There you go. And they'll be much cheaper than where I bought my original pair from. So there you are. Please look at the ship chart, brother. Oh, that's next, man. That's next gaming. I don't see anyone talking about short term. More short term. Okay, Corn wants to. We'll do a quick short term. Just looking at it right here, we see the 5-minute falling with a lower low. Not a great start. Let's take a peek. I'm going to spin through these time frames. Ooh, rejection from the 5-minute here. Money flow. I definitely can see like an uneven butt cheeks. Looking for a higher low here on the 5. That can spell for a little bit more downside and some kind of retracement back to the mean of 0. That would probably look something like this. A little more downside. I don't have any of like my major supports. Let's pull up the other day's charts. There we go. You guys remember this from the last live stream when I said we could look to take a long from 23,965 and we'd look to close at the 618. It actually didn't fill. See, if you're tuning in for the first time, you're going to be surprised. I'm a crypto YouTuber who trades live, but I don't know. I don't like hide it when I'm wrong. I don't like pretend I win when I don't. Look at this though. Look at how close. Look at that. We placed it. Price came within like $10. We were on the exact right thought process. But I pulled this up because I wanted to see if there's any kind of like support, like reasonable support that might hold price up here on this lower time frame. That's not ideal. I mean, I think that's just the same as yesterday. We just have that local daily 23.9. Not going to get much from that. That's a bummer. I was really hoping there would be something. Maybe like a 12-hour will have something. I don't really see anything there. 6-hour I don't, but I definitely see a nasty resistance. Look at this. Look at this brick of 6 hours. That's rude. That's rude at best. 4 hours totally backing up that 6-hour brick. Okay. There's really not a lot. We moved up very steadily without really retracing up to this new high. We had, of course, this small pullback and then a higher high, and we fell. But this we didn't really build much support there, and we can even see that like on the 4-hour, 6-hour, 12-hour, we're not seeing anything of substance. Down to the hourly, we could say, all right, maybe right here there's a little bit of local and maybe a little bit of local, but like we're on the hourly. These are a real crackhead. This is a real crackhead way to do that. I wouldn't necessarily trust that, but I guess we're going to hope to find support in this zone, so I can use my fib tool this way. I'm going to use it this way. I'm going to say, all right, let's assume it touches the bottom of that, and we get a bounce. So if we see that uneven butt cheeks on the 5, this is kind of the price action I would expect. Something like that. And then we can reject from there, or we can go up higher. Something like that. Let's go to the 15, a little bit deeper time frame than the 5. 5 is not very telling. We do see some nasty signs on the 15. That's not what I was thinking, actually, with the 5. The 15 being more bearish. Instead of the uneven butt cheeks, which we were looking for, that would look like this, we actually got, I don't know, I'll have to ask Jason Casper for the terminology on that. We got a lower low. So this is actually a trending low. We have a really strong VWAP shot. That 15-minute is not looking strong. That is unfortunate. When I placed that hourly line here, this horizontal 24.2, I was kind of like, yeah, I guess it could bounce there. And of course it can, but that 15-minute looks like crap. It is not leading me to believe that it's looking for a bounce. Not leading me to believe. The only thing that might lead me to believe it is the fact that this is 24,240, and I'm just going to make that perfect because what a beautiful number. 24,240. Beautiful number. It's like 420, 420. Love it. Yeah, not leading me to believe that. Let's go to the 30. We're going to jump through these. 30 minutes, same thing. We're seeing these like smashes. What time frame? What time frame do we have to go to see like some kind of defense? All right, here it is. So we have to go to 45 minute. The 45 minute, of course, does not look great either. Momentum is still very low, but at least we have a lower or a higher low on our VWAP, and our VWAP's looking to roll over. The timing of which is like pretty impeccable with money flow at 0. Likely this is flashing back and forth between red and green. We have 36 minutes. A strong close in 36 minutes is funny because I said that last stream, and I think it was exactly 36 minutes. And then we did rally. A strong close on this 45 minute, I think, is going to negate some of that crappiness we saw in the lower time frames. Not a huge confidence. There's a lot of like ifs, buts on that. Let's see the hour. At least the hour's looking okay. The hour's looking all right. Money flow is ugly, is not the most beautiful here, but again, VWAP trending up. Money flow hasn't completely rolled over. It didn't really make any highs or lows here. It's just a very rounded top. So this is just more neutral. Going to the 2, coming off a higher high. Ugh, the 2-hour money flow looks good, but what is up with these VWAPs, man? This selling event brought price so quickly and so violently back below the volume weighted average price. It's weird. You don't see it. You don't see it happen like that this often. It's kind of interesting. We're on the 2. Let's look at the 3 because that tipped us off the other day. So maybe the 3 is being our bro again. There is weakness here. I do not like this VWAP. I do not like that we have lower highs here on our momentum. But what I do like, and some of you probably already caught it with your eye, money flow is looking okay. Now it is rolling over on a very kind of interim time frame here where we saw it crest and it's pulled back a little bit. But as long as it doesn't exceed its low from, I don't know how many hours ago back here, we can do pretty much anything. As long as we come back and break that high, and then this is still very bullish. Very bullish. I'd feel much better if low time frames were reflecting that as well, because then we can kind of add those up and say, all right, well, that looks like it's going to kind of all push into the 3-hour. We don't have that. So we don't have that, but the 3-hour was a good tip off last stream, and it gave us a good trade, and it's again giving us potentially the same thing. The 4-hour is agreeing with it. I think that also happened on the last stream too. We have a higher high in money flow. The 4-hour showing like a little less weakness on the money flow, but again, VWAP momentum not looking awesome. 12-hour pinch. So 12-hour needs to close higher, basically, is what it's saying. Is that what you're telling me for 12-hour? You don't really have support or anything. It's weird. You even have a double top here on the 12-hour. I didn't catch that the first time. 24447. 24,447. Double top on the 12-hour. That's likely where some of the selling pressure is coming from. Interesting. And that we're just going to look at the day one more time. One more time because we need to add this. 24. So 24,444 or whatever. This is like our value for today's close. On the daily time frame. Again, on the weekly time frame, we're decent. We're good above. Really, we're good above 23.3. The probability of this selling off below there before this weekly close, I think, is very small. So the weekly does look like it's setting itself up nicely. The daily is a little bit sketchier. I would like to see it ideally close again. 24,444. And I mean, it'd be nice if it closed green, but just not bearish engulfed. If it does, I think, if it does close bearish engulfed where it is right now this week in this day, I think we'll likely see some kind of stagnant price sideways movement into the start of next week, finding support somewhere down here at that weekly level that we were looking for on this week. So that's actually pretty solid. The next 5 hours, as I said, might be very spicy. Might be very spicy. We have a higher high on the weekly. It's Sunday. We're going into Monday. It's going to be an interesting Monday. So, all right. I got through Bitcoin. I took a little bit longer than I wanted. Sorry, guys. We're going to look at the altcoins now. I can't help it. When I get a good Bitcoin chart and I'm getting a good read, I'm in the zone. I just have to stay there. I don't have a choice. We're gonna move on to like SHIB and Doge and all the things people are looking at for you, because this channel is for you. Friendly reminder: we have 150 likes. We have 340 watching. Please, guys, smash those like buttons. Subscribe if you haven't. We want to get as much engagement in this stream as possible, because that's how other people discover us, is we have hype streams and YouTube shows it to them. We had 2 more subscribers that I missed. My bad. James Pua, I think my volume's down really low. And Smith John. Welcome, friends. Make sure you're in the Discord to keep up with our live streams, and also you'll get free airdrops. You'll get a few sats just for being in there. You don't have to do anything. Yeah, that's the stranger with candy. I got a black van full of candy and puppies. I wish I did. All right, let's look at SHIB. On to SHIB. So, we're too humble here to say exactly as predicted. But exactly as predicted, we nailed Shiba. We may have potentially nailed the macro bottom of Shiba. We may have. This isn't as impressive as it may seem, in my opinion, because to me, this was a really simple trade. We looked to go long at however many 0.720. And the reason was really simple. Let's get rid of everything on the chart. Shiba really only ever consolidated right here. It consolidated right here in that 700-ish area. It blasted off. It blew off. It blew its top off. It retraced, and it made it all the way back to its really its only support. So that was the only logical place to go long. I guess an argument could have been made if you were bullish back here. Back in December of 21, you could have said, well, maybe it's back testing this consolidation there. Maybe. But after everything in the market started falling, this was a no-brainer. So we sniped ourselves some very, very nice trade here. This was all done live on stream. You can go back. Let's see. June 6th. I must have placed this before June 6th, but around then. To go long at what? The wick low. See, we didn't fill on the wick. We just said, all right, the wick held. We're going to look to go long on it again. It did go a little lower, didn't hit our stop, and our take profit actually has almost happened, which is wild. I didn't see that. I saw that SHIB had gone up today significantly, but I did not see that it got so close to our take profit target. 114% was our take profit target on this trade. That is a very ballsy, this is a very high percent profit to aim for. You don't get these very often. So I'm still of the same opinion, looking to take profit at 1873. Why? Because of the same reasoning of really everything. Take our swing high to swing low. Boom. There's our 618, our golden retracement. They just seem to happen. The universe compels it. If we look a little higher, if we use our macro high to macro low, we do get another target. I'm not really sure where this thing came from. 25 looks psychological. But if we look a little higher, if we're looking a little longer term, so this is not likely to be necessary. It's not likely that we just go straight up to this next target. If we get there, it's likely we see some kind of profit taking in between, some kind of retracement, and then another move potentially like the one we saw here that kind of just blasts to that resistance. And so that's right in this zone. Right in this zone. 3,626. That would be a very big gain. That'd be a 300% take. I actually didn't play this trade because I don't like Shiba, honestly. You're welcome to like it. I don't like ERC20 coin. I'm not going to get into it. But I did buy $100 worth of Shiba on October 1st, which I'll show you the receipts. Was the most ridiculous trade. It's not even a trade. It was $100. I just did it because I was sick of hearing everyone talk about it, and I was like, well, if it's going to go to the moon, then I'm going to have a tiny bit, and so I won't be so annoyed by it. October 1st, I pulled the trigger, and in hindsight, it was amazing. Price did not return, actually. Price never returned, and out of all of my years of trading in crypto, 6 years, The amount of times this has happened is I can probably count on one hand where I've bought and it's never gone back. Like, ever gone back, it just went up. This doesn't happen. You might as well buy lottery tickets if you're trying to plan. This was totally just luck. Like, I saw it in a channel and I was annoyed. And I was annoyed with people talking about it, so I bought it. I won't really give myself credit for it. But if I was in these trades, that's what I was getting to, is if I was in this trade, I would stick to the plan. I would look to take profit. Doesn't mean I have to close the whole position, but I would look to take profit in a way as such that I cover my principal. So if I bought $100 worth of Shiba, and this was not on leverage, just so it's simpler math, right here at our entry, I would look to sell, because it's 114%. You could sell half of it. You technically can sell less than half of it. I'm not going to do that math in my head. But I would sell $100 worth, and so I would have my principal back out, but I would also then still have half of the coins I started with. So I am in the position where I can wait for it. I can ride it all the way up to 36. And I can look to lock in, let's say we'll cut that in half again, sell a quarter of the total or half of what you had at that point. You still have 1/4 of the Shiba you started with. If it goes past that, if it breaks up to a new all-time high, you still have 1/4, but at that point you've doubled your principal and you're still in the position to benefit from further upside if it comes. That's how I would play it. And friendly reminder, none of this is financial advice. I am here to share my passion of crypto and of charts and of being a nerd and an analysis. And this is just for education. I learned by watching other people, and I've learned almost everything in my life by watching other people. And so this is how I'm giving back to the space, is you guys get to tune in and just watch me verbally diarrhea explain everything I'm thinking as I look at a chart. Oh man, that's too accurate to be comfortable with. So it's looking good. I mean, it's looking good. It definitely has sold off here onto this rally, but that's not that wild. Money flow is rocketing. VWAP is up. Momentum is up. I would be surprised if this doesn't hit 1873 pretty quick. Here's the problem. Oh wait, you know what? I forgot to acknowledge. Well, we did absolutely rock this trade, and this is like brag worthy. I'm not going to brag. What I forgot to acknowledge is we also made a safe play up here that we got stopped out on. So we did lose this one. However, this one, the short, we were looking to short as this came up, or we saw tapping resistance, and we said right now is a really risky time to long, but a smart trader could look to have a tight stop and look for a retracement back down or possibly even lower. We did get stopped out there, but that was something like a 3%, I don't know, like a 3% downside versus whatever we're at now, which is, I don't know, close to 100. 100%. We're at like 100% gain. So we did lose one. I just wanted to acknowledge that. I didn't want to like glance over that because I'm not always right, guys. I think I'm right pretty darn often, more so than most people, but certainly I am not always right. I get it wrong. One thing I don't love about Shiba here on the daily, RSI is really high, and that makes sense because we saw a very explosive rally. Okay, I do like it on the weekly though. That is a big rip, but the problem is on the daily, this is so high that you're really risking bearish divergence. So any kind of like selling pressure can smack you back down. On the weekly, this looks pretty damn healthy actually. This looks pretty healthy. You didn't get bullish divergence off your low, but you don't have bearish divergence on your high after running, and in crypto, that's really rare. It's very rare to see that. You almost always do. VWAP is up on the weekly. From the daily and weekly timeframes, just looking here now, I do think Shiba is going to look, at minimum to hit exactly to our target. I don't know how close it got. 1792 versus 1873. We got close. Let's see how far off we were. 5%. Actually, that's pretty big. That's bigger than I thought. All right, so it came within 5%. I can't count that as a win yet, but the longer time frames I think are still looking pretty good. The problem is you're so close to like this profit taking target, that if you wanted to long into this, you're really longing into resistance. And so again, even though this failed, I still think that that was the right reasoning then, even though it failed. Trades can be the correct trade, but you still lose them. I'm not going to explain all that right now, but that is reality. I think that that's the play here. I don't think the play is to jump into a long, hoping it just keeps going up. If you want to go long, I think patience is going to be your friend here. I think it will be rewarded. Let's see. I think it will be rewarded. That doesn't look right. Maybe like on the daily we're going to see it. Okay. We have like some kind of daily resistance here we could claim. We could claim that, I guess, 1615. If you have to, if you're just irrational, I would probably look back down here. I would look in this range. Let me get my rectangulo out. I would look in this range. That means you're going to have some patience. Not likely to happen today. I would look in this range because it lines up really well just with retracements in general that we see locally here. It's like back to the 0.5 or the 618. We see the daily. It's really the only consolidation we had at this price level. On the way up, we just ignored it and went straight through it. We kind of just bounced. We did a little zigzag here that built some kind of support and resistance. So that's likely to have some kind of liquidity here. This is the area I would wait, and that's like between, it's like in the 1300s, say like 1300-ish. If I was gonna go long at all, honestly, if I missed this entry, I would just sit on my hands and be sad I missed it. But there's always more. There's always other trades. There's always other coins. It's a pretty clean 618 at 1272. So that's a possibility. I really don't think marketing in here right now is a smart idea. I think you're going to market in and tomorrow you see a red candle and maybe then it goes up in green and you're happy. But likely when you see that retracement or red candle or whatever, you're just going to sell at a loss and then you're going to watch it go up and you're going to hate yourself in both directions. Don't do that. Be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't be mean. Let's see if anything kind of low time frame looks good. Dude, it all looks good. It's just in beast mode. It's like someone unleashed the Shiba Cerberus. The Shiba Cerberus. It's a 3-headed Shiba that I made up. And he's badass. And he's a bull whale with lots of money. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where it's going with that. All these time frames are looking really good. You just can't trust solid straight up green candles, man. It's just rolling the dice. So I actually don't have anything else really more to say on this. I was hoping there'd be more, but I also didn't realize that we basically hit our take profit target. And so why would there be more? There wouldn't be. You can go short. Could go short. Not financial advice. But that's what I was saying. Even though that trade failed, I think that's probably the right move again. I know, isn't that crappy? Probably from here. I think it's like right there. 2.5 risk to reward. I don't like that. Oh well. Again, not financial advice, but this is like probably how I would look to approach it. I would look to, instead of opening a long, trying to close it quickly, I would wait to see if our profit target hits. It was a major support. It makes sense to go back to it. There's liquidity there. I think opening a short with a tight stop, done by the right trader in the right hands, I think that could be a profitable trade. It didn't work out last time. It might not work out this time. But I think it will work out better than just trying to market order in now. So that's a pretty good wrap of SHIB, actually. I will give it this. For all the crap I've given SHIB, I'm about to concede, by the way. I don't like SHIB, but for all the crap I've given it, I will give it this. It has a community that still exists. Many communities have disappeared since last year. In reality, they really just never had community. They just had, you know, some degen people FOMOing in. No one really cared about it. There are clearly people who care about Shiba, and that is valuable in crypto. I have said that my entire career. It's a big reason that I held Doge for years. I held Doge for years, and people would laugh at me. And I said, bro, there's a community. Like, it doesn't matter what if it's a joke or what. Like, there is a group of people who believe in it, and that is valuable in crypto by itself. And my concession is, SHIB, you've got a community. You do. So that's the nicest thing I've ever said about it. And it is a nice thing, actually. It's uncharacteristic of me. Just kidding. It's actually super characteristic of me because I pretty much just tell you exactly how I feel all the time. So we'll bid SHIB adieu because I think that's a good rundown. I think that's a good rundown. Yeah, it's a good rundown. Ethereum. I think we should look at Ethereum because everyone loves Ethereum now. No, it's a fun story. I love telling my old man stories in crypto. Back in my day, there was a very distinct time in my memory where everyone hated Ethereum. And it was like 2000, what was it? You'll never guess. It was like 2018. I want to say this whole area, like this whole zone. Everyone hated Ethereum. I'd never heard the term Ethereum maxi before in that time period. And now it seems like everyone loves Ethereum. I am all right with Ethereum's not my favorite. It is my second or third largest holding, but just pay attention to how quickly favor changes. I guess that's the moral of that story is people used to really hate this. It really did the same things then it does now. Now people are all hype about it. Just be careful. Be careful with this coin. We've called some really nice price action on this. Ooh, what is up? Mr. Chat Z or Miss Chat Z9. I don't know. Welcome to the fam. Thank you for subscribing. Also, Shadik, thank you for subscribing. Great to have you guys. If you haven't subscribed or hit that like button yet, please do so for the live stream. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. And if you don't like what you're seeing, hit the dislike button. You can always change it later. I'm not really sure why you'd be watching if you didn't like what you were watching, but hey, I'm not judging. You can hate watch me if you want. We had a good call on Ethereum. We were looking for 17. We're actually looking for higher. 17 hit. Last time we streamed, we said, bro, this is amazing looking. We've consolidated and then bullish engulfed off of our major previous support. And it wasn't just support in May. It was also the major support in early 2021. That's how we knew 1700 was going to be an extremely important value to Ethereum's chart. I even took a long live here on Ethereum at like just about 1700 with a stop at like 1684 or something, just below it, because I was making the bet and I didn't necessarily even think it was going to go up, but I was just taking the bet of I can have a really limited risk to the downside with a larger potential reward to the upside here because I could set my stops so close. Just below it. And so we've consolidated and moved higher on top of that. Here we go. We're looking for 2100 as high as 2500. I think that both of those are pretty damn reasonable. You closed candles above your major support. It didn't destroy price. It could have. This is the equivalent of Bitcoin essentially trading at like 28,000. If you look at the Bitcoin chart and you look at like the May's low and kind of where it consolidated in 2021, that value would be about 28,000. Ethereum is seemingly gliding, just gliding through that. It's interesting. There is a lot of hype on the merge. I'm not going to get into it. I have been skeptical of the merge since day one. I have not changed that opinion. I'm just skeptical of it. It's very healthy to be skeptical in crypto. In fact, I would say it's very profitable to be skeptical, in my experience. Right? You're closing candles above where you're consolidating. I mean, it just looks good. You have your momentum up on the day. Money flows up. VWAP's looking for maybe a short term on the daily kind of retracement. The weekly is absolutely in beast mode. absolutely in beast mode. I could see this. So on this channel, we always say two things. We say we don't buy the tops of green candles, and we don't sell the bottoms of red candles. All right. Ethereum right now is putting us in a hard position. This is now likely going to be the 6th week in a row of green. It's putting us in a hard position. To order in again, it's kind of going back to what we were saying about SHIB. You might be buying the top of a bunch of green candles in a row, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous. I would not recommend that. Even though it looks bullish, I think that that is not a winning play. I think the smarter play here is, since we're seeing a little bit, we're seeing VWAP come down to 0 on the day. This momentum, yep, I didn't even see it, but like looks like it's pinching a little bit. We're getting some signs, not that the daily has lost its rally or something, but we're getting kind of signs here that the daily is maybe just looking to take like a little breather in this rally. A little retracement. That's not crazy because it really has been going just up when it goes up and then retracing, like slowly. We've seen this happen kind of over and over again since it broke 1200. I think the logical place to look for kind of that relaxing stop hunting retracement is, well, right back there. Right back where we consolidated on top of those candles. There was resistance, we broke it. So now we can have a local daily support right here, 1777. I would feel way more comfortable entering a position at 1777 than I would right here at 1929. No question. A patient trader might aim for 1700, but honestly, 1700, if that breaks, in my opinion, Ethereum's probably not trucking back to an all-time high, at least in a time frame that you're going to be comfortable with. Yeah, I think that would be like a spot slower hold long-term thing if we go down there. Time will tell. But I think there could be a smart trade made here at this local daily support. This is how I might do it. This doesn't mean this is how you should do it, nor should you just like blindly copy it, but you're just essentially making a bet of, hey, you had a resistance, you broke it, you didn't backtest it yet, you have a little bit of cooling on the daily, the weekly still looks strong, so we're still expecting to hit these upside targets, and so that's a pretty reasonable spot to look. That could be a great play. I think this is a great trade regardless if it even ever fills. You know, it could just go up. It's still a great trade because it's thought out, it makes sense, your stop is at a very important place. That makes sense that your long is maybe not the bet anymore if it gets back there. It could end up playing out like this though. We could see it do a full touch of like 21. We could see that as well. The problem is just you're looking to market order into resistance, which is what every new trader wants to do and what every bad trader does. They just want to market order buy into resistance. They want to market order sell into support, and they get wrecked eventually. They eventually get wrecked. They always get wrecked. Let's see, how might we play this? So the stop is going to be difficult here. I think I personally would choose these dailies here in May, kind of at like 2150, maybe just a hair above 2150, hair above it. And then probably, that's a beautiful 5. We can actually be a little more generous with our stop loss here because of that risk to reward. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. No, actually I want to keep it tight. I want to keep it tight because I don't want to bet against the weekly here that bad. The most immediate position I think would be, if you had to take a trade, would be to look to open a short with a tight stop back to 1777. This is not for people who are looking at Ethereum long term. This is not really for people who are looking at the merge. This is like for someone scalping, someone trying to make quicker trades on maybe like a day to a week time frame versus like a long term position. If you're looking for a long term position on Ethereum and you're really bullish on the merge, you should just be DCAing, and you should have been DCAing since you learned they were going to do it, honestly. That's reality. So this is classic. I can't say safe because this is all risk. All trading is just assessing risk. But it's classic in the sense of short resistance, long support, and win on the probability, win on the trading, the probability edge that you're just going to, over time, over enough sample size, you're going to be profitable if you trade simply just that way. If you do it right. No, I don't have I don't sell a course. I'm not, you can't pay me a lot of money to tell you how to get rich quick, because that doesn't exist. There is no get rich quick, man. If you want to get rich in crypto, buy Bitcoin, walk away, forget about it, come back in 20 years. If you want to get rich a little quicker, DCA into Bitcoin, and then maybe a little bit into like whatever else you want, and wait 4 to 8 years. There you go. The chances of you getting rich in crypto before, I would say, 4 years of being in it is virtually zero. Virtually zero. Despite all the people in the world who will say that they did that, they're mostly just full of shit. They're mostly just lying or LARPing or whatever you want to call it. I've spoken personally with thousands of traders one-on-one, and I can tell you that that is not really a reality. Nobody, you have better odds just buying lotto tickets. That's what I like to say. So Ethereum, looking good. I think this weekly obviously is going to close strong. Only have 5 hours left. It's a nice green candle. Doesn't really matter to me where this closes, as long as it closes above 1700, which I can't say is 100% probability, but I would say is like a 90-something% probability at this point. That'd be a lot of selling for a very short time period. The weekly is looking strong. Daily's chilling out a little bit, but that's to be expected. And again, what I was saying earlier about Bitcoin, when you have a macro bottom, it's kind of counterintuitive, but you want a really slow, obnoxious, unsatisfying grind up. That's what you want. I don't know if stocks would agree or if traditional traders would agree with that, but in crypto, that is pretty much how every bottom in Bitcoin I've ever seen has been that. It's been just miserably slow, and then all of a sudden, it jumps. Like April 1st, 2019. It was April Fool's Day. It had just dicked around and slowly ground up for like 4 months, and then April 1st, it just blew up. Just basically straight up. That's how at least Bitcoin historically has made bottoms. And other cryptocurrencies have done, like, you know, or function similarly, or at least on chart wise. And so it may be painful, but imagine this: if you're experiencing pain, this is something that got me through a lot of the like harder times in my trading career. Is if I'm experiencing pain from the market, like the market goes down and I'm experiencing pain, try to think about how much pain, and you're not wishing this on other people, but imagine how much pain other people are experiencing. There are people that have never been to our stream, obviously, but have never, even really, they don't have a community of crypto people to talk to. Their friends and family think they're crazy, but they're still into crypto. They don't have resources and people to talk to. Those people have to be experiencing so much more pain because they have no one to rationalize, no one to cope with. And so every ounce of pain you feel, you can essentially multiply that out and assume that there is greater pain, meaning there are more people capitulating. The more pain you feel, the exponentially more people are capitulating, and that means you're closer to the bottom. That got me through a lot of really rough times in the bear markets. Is just that thought of damn, if I am sweating, the average investor is done. Is out of this market. They could they're just out. There's no way they're surviving this. I don't know. I got lost in my own thought there. I don't really know where I was going with that anymore. So let me default to, we got 425 people watching. Do we have 420 likes yet? Take out your phone and put the forward facing camera on to look at yourself and ask yourself why you haven't hit the like button yet. Do you not want your 420 license? Do you not want me to have my 420 license? I'm just playing. Also, hit the subscribe button. At one point, I thought Bitcoin was going to beat... I, at one point, was almost 100% confident that Bitcoin would beat us to 100K, meaning 100K subscribers here. But it looks like 2022 had some different plans. We have a shot of hitting 100,000 subscribers before Bitcoin hits $100,000, and that would just be fancy. So help us out by hitting those buttons, man. Appreciated it. Appreciated. I didn't even look at Doge. God, how do I even like get through all these? Doge was a very exciting earlier, and of course, in typical fashion, gets boring the minute I go live. So let's see, we got kind of wrecked on our trades on Doge, didn't we? We did. We got wrecked on our trades here. So it's interesting. It's interesting. We didn't catch Doge's bottom, but we caught SHIB's bottom, and then Doge kind of dicked us around. So we were doing the same exact reasoning as we did with Shiba. We were looking for those shorts is, well, we have a clear resistance. So instead of trying to go long and see if we get a breakout on resistance, we'll look to take a short position with a tight stop, and we'll try to play it down to some kind of retracement and grab a long from lower. Well, it screwed us in both directions, actually, just like ADA, which we're going to look at next. Our long position got stopped out, and then our short position, did it actually just get stopped out? Just got stopped out today. Rip. It boned us in both directions. Savage. Wait, yep, savage. Oh well. It does happen. Like I said, guys, I don't get it right all the time. Don't blindly copy my trades because I don't get it right all the time. However, our greater idea, our greater trade thesis, we'll call it, that Doge was putting in some kind of bottom, whether it was macro or not, we did not know, but that it was putting in some kind of bottom, does appear to be true. We finally have broken that resistance at like 7.8 cents. That's a pretty historical value for Doge if you look back. And when I say pretty historical, it's hard to really say that because it isn't. It's just the only consolidation we have on Doge anywhere near this level. On the way up, it was virtually straight up, and this is the only area we consolidated. So we came back to it, and we started to see some kind of bottoming pattern, and we can say, all right, that could be support holding. The problem is, if this breaks, Doge is in a free fall back down to, like 2020 lows, down to fractions of a cent. Honestly, I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't believe that's going to happen. And now that I'll knock on wood, because like now that I said it, probably will. I'm just kidding. I don't believe that's going to happen, even though that is kind of similar. That is kind of similar to what I was describing on Shiba back here with like, you didn't have anything, you didn't build any support. You just went straight up, then you consolidated. And you had a blow off top, you fell down, and like you kind of, like you came back to that level. I'll say right here was probably the ultimate trap. You came back to that level, and then you had like a little hopeful bounce and nothing. You didn't get actually did get a higher high. This was a really big trap. But that's essentially what you would look for on Doge if it breaks below this consolidation, because it's really the same chart thing. Something I do want to point out, Doge and Shiba, despite both of those being related to canines, dogs, right? They're not at all the same thing. They're not even in the same family of function. Doge is, I don't even want to say extremely similar because that downplays it. Doge is virtually identical to Bitcoin. The parameters are just different. The block times are different. The supply cap isn't included, or actually it was included and then they removed it, the whole thing. But by code, Doge is about 99.9999% just Bitcoin. Shiba, that is not the case. Shiba is 0% Bitcoin. You can make your own judgments on that. I'm not necessarily saying that makes it worthless, though I kind of do believe that. They're just very different, and for a lot of people, especially new traders, they come into the space and they hear meme coins. We've done a really bad job of defining what meme coins are. Anything that's a joke is like kind of what it is, but there are differences between them. Like Shiba and Doge, it's just the best and my favorite one to say. They are not alike at all, other than their names are related to dogs. So just remember that. Put that in your pocket. Maybe someday that'll save you some money. Maybe someday I'll make you some money. That's right. What's up, Dr. Abels? Subscribing. There's subscribers. New subscribers have been hella down. Hella down the last week or two. It's okay, baby. They'll be back. We're going to look at ADA, and then I'm going to read the chat. I know, I've been so bad at reading the chat again. We're going to look at ADA because ADA, just like Doge, it double wrecked us. It wrecked us on the short and the long. We got double wrecked on ADA. However, you can see, yeah, we drew this out a while ago. I didn't add this to make it look good. This is exactly the chart last time we looked at ADA, exactly the day, which is totally coincidence. I certainly didn't predict that it would happen this day. But we had what we looked at and said, you know, this could be a flat top, a flat resistance top. And we do see our lows coming up. And if that continues, you keep hitting that resistance, you keep pounding it, it weakens and weakens and weakens and weakens. If your lows are coming up, that means buyers are coming back in at higher prices. They're saying that resistance is going to break. And so we view this as a pretty bullish pattern in crypto, and it's one of the more reliable ones, in my opinion, in my experience. And here we go, ADA making it look great. It's like a perfect breakout of this. So ADA finally did something. This was the most boring ADA crap ever. And you can even see actually ADA painted what we were looking at as the opposite pattern of that back here, a flat bottom support with our lows coming down. And that's typically, we would look to see that break to the downside. But we never saw that low break. It's really weird. Most coins broke their May low. ADA did not. It just kind of bounced back out and started painting the exact opposite pattern. This is a pretty savage fake out. Pretty savage. Pretty savage. We got double wrecked on it, man. We don't get double wrecked that often, even though 2 of like the 5 charts today we've looked at, we got double wrecked on. Oh my. So where would we be looking on ADA? Let's see if any of our... I haven't done too much messing around with it because it hasn't moved. And so it hasn't really been worth looking at. But it's finally moved, so I think I can do a little bit more in depth on ADA here. What are we seeing? We're seeing goodness on MarketCypher B. Shout out to... my buttons broke. We're seeing some goodness on MarketCypher B on the daily. This is daily, right? Yep. We're seeing momentum above zero, remaining positive, remaining bullish, holding bullish. More importantly, we're seeing the highs on our bullish side move up. We're seeing it accelerate. More important than that, money flow is making higher highs and is positive. Those are all signs of strength. That's all good. I would like to see this VWAP have a higher high. That'll be a nice kickoff for me. That'll I don't know, cement it for me. ADA looks pretty good though. Like this looks pretty damn solid. Where do we have our lowest point? Weird. I'm not even gonna go into it. That's weird. You don't have bullish divergence on the daily there. It's like the lowest point in RSI and the lowest point in price. That's uncommon. There's just no divergence. Uncommon on a big drop. So where might we look? On ADA? Shittily enough. Sorry guys. Crappily enough, we do have weekly resistance right here. We didn't even like have this on our chart at 56.7 cents. We see that right here on the weekly when price fell. It reversed and was sold off. It was rejected harshly on a weekly time frame right there. It built a bunch of support. This is why it looked so ugly, because it built all this support here and then broke it, but then just popped right back through it. This is absolutely, I think ADA was probably one of the hardest charts to trade, and a lot of charts are hard to trade in the last 6 months, 9 months. But this is, I think, maybe like the hardest. It maybe just like other than Bitcoin or equally to Bitcoin, because it did a really similar weird thing where it hit an all-time high, it pulled back, and then it hit a new all-time high again within 2 months, but then it was just done. And it wasn't even like a significantly higher all-time high. Very uncommon in crypto to see coins go into price discovery and then not make significant gains to the upside. It's doesn't happen often, though this is the cycle of first, as we keep saying, so maybe that's part of it. And then dumped. It just barely broke it and then dumped. I have been now saying, though, despite that, for weeks now, we've been saying on this channel, not that you should go all in on ADA or something. We never go all in on anything. That's stupid. Diversification is literally like in the Bible, which is not something I cite as a source often, about how great it is. Diversified, never be all in anything, never, not even going to go into it. Know your risk management. I've been saying for weeks, though, if you don't have ADA and you have wanted it or you think it's an interesting project, whatever, if you want it, I have been saying for a few weeks, now's a really good time to just begin tiny little DCA buys or like tiny little buys, like not a significant amount of money, but just something, because price really did look stable. And so I said, you might put, like the way I described it and the way I said I would play it is like, if I didn't have any, which I do, I might buy $100 or something worth. And then if it goes up, great, yay, But then if it doesn't and it breaks that May's low, because remember, we didn't have any of these other candles. If it does break that low, then I would just wait. I would wait. And I would buy again down here at like 12.5 cents. If it came, there's no guarantee it would come. But if it didn't come, that means it's going up, right? It's not going down. And I would just basically look to maybe pick up $200 worth there, and then I would probably be done. And I'd be done. And that would make my average entry probably like 20 cents, which ain't bad. Ain't bad for a coin that traded up to like $3. That was kind of how I like suggested I would do it. And it's looking like it's paying off. So on this weekly close, it would be really nice to see ADA close above 56.7 cents. And you can see right here, right now, it's at 56.9 cents. So it's very, very close. With 5 hours, it has enough time to close above or below. I think a close above is going to be a pretty strong signal that the market is going to look to move to 72 cents. If it closes below 56.7, if it closes below, like, or right on top of it, that's going to be more neutral. I would likely be more in the camp of a retracement then, back maybe to 51 cents or something. If it gets meteor smashed into the weekly close, which I don't believe it will, because there's really not a lot of time, then these numbers are back on the table. But at the moment, this is a fine close. If it closes right here, that'd be actually really, really nice. Be a strong ADA close, man. Where did I get 72 cents? I believe it's from the monthly. Yep. That makes sense. That makes total sense. It was our previous all-time high, basically our monthly close on our all-time high in 2017. We blew through it on the way up. We fell, and you can even see on these monthlies, we found a little bit of support, and as soon as we lost that, it just dropped. It never made it to 34 cents, which is like kind of where we were waiting, because they're saying there's a really significant support there, and it's not far from price. We got skunked. But 72 cents, very significant to the chart. It wasn't respected on the way up. It was respected on the way down until it broke, and so a back test of it is really following that, what we've been talking about with Ethereum. This is a high probability move. It doesn't mean it has to go straight up to there, but 72 cents on ADA is a high probability, in my opinion. You can, unfortunately, go there and then go drop lower, because that doesn't get you out of the woods. That's equivalent, again, of like Bitcoin going up to 28,000. That doesn't get us out of the woods. It would be nice. It doesn't get us out of the woods. So I guess in 5 hours, whatever. 5 hours, we'll have a good idea. We'll have a good idea on this weekly close. It's cutting it. We'll zoom in. It's cutting it real close. Look at that. Hey, these hourly candles. Cutting it super close. I'd be watching this like a hawk if I was like an ADA guy. All right, I'm gonna put alert just under this low, because I think if it is gonna close, if it is gonna get the strong close in this weekly, I don't think it's gonna trade below this low today. So if that goes off, that's likely meaning it's gonna close lower, and it's not gonna be quite as bullish of a close, and we'll know right away. Boom. Back to Bitcoin here, just for 1 second, and then I actually literally am going to read the chat. Has the 5 minute changed? It was not looking good when we started. Well, it is not necessarily looking good, but if you were here at the start of this episode, I'm going to give you a round of applause, and you're awesome for making it this long. You rock. I love you. We were talking about this, and I said it looks like we are painting an uneven butt cheeks. It's a made-up term by Jason Casper, but I love it. It's easy to remember. And basically, that's just a failed momentum swing. It didn't go lower. Uneven butt cheeks. When you see this pattern on Market Cipher B, you have the probability of price moving to the upside is greatly increased. You can also see this, of course, in the bearish version of the uneven butt cheeks, and the same is true with downside price action. Let's see. So that the 5 minute did uneven butt cheek us. It did not get pulled down. I was also saying we might look right here for that pull down, like as that uneven butt cheek played out. It was likely to bring price lower, which it did. And that gives us actually a divergence here. This is a very low time frame, but because we failed to make a lower low on momentum, and we did make a lower low on price, that's bullish divergence on the 5. So I think, especially with the lack of like kind of selling here, you had very violent selling for a bunch of candles in a row. You had a really weak bounce, but then you had an equally weak sell, and now you have like virtually nothing. You're just moving sideways on these 5 minute candles. I think it's retracement. I think we're looking for retracement now. Because we're on the 5 and haven't looked any deeper yet, I'm only going to do it very locally. Wouldn't that be nice? Our 618 sitting at the value that we want today. Watch, trying to distract me. Sitting at the value that we want today, 24,444 if you're at the beginning. That would be pretty logical. I've only looked at the 5 minute, so I'm not going to say this is my call. Let's look a little deeper again, because remember the 5, the 15, the 30 all looked like crap when we started. 15 is not building confidence for me, man. That VWAP got wrecked and then barely could fight back. Momentum is moving in the right direction, but that's like the least confidence building thing. 15 minutes, not great. About the 30, finally rolling over. We do have a green dot. That's not terrible. Usually these green dots mark some kind of bottom reversal. It doesn't necessarily mean macro, but just some kind, maybe local. We're on the 30 minutes, so it's going to be local. I don't like this VWAP not moving anywhere. Wow, look at how zoomed in we have to go to see this. These are very small moves back and forth through money flow. That is a sign of consolidation. That's a sign of like your lows coming up and your highs coming down. Price getting coiled and more narrow and more tight, which we typically see before larger breakout moves that spill into other time frames, which kind of wraps us back to the beginning. The 45 minute was the time frame that I said in 30 minutes we should have a good read, or at least a better read, because we did not have a good read in the beginning. So that 35 minutes has passed. Let's see what it looks like. We got a strong close. Even though the smaller time frames didn't agree, we still got it. We speculated that could happen. We still got it. That's excellent. Bullish engulfed. You closed higher than we were even trading at the time. And this is the reason why I said it was so important, is because it's going to look to pinch momentum. It's going to look to push VWAP to positive. And really, most importantly, up, and we can see it. This is a great example. This is a learning moment. This is a learning... I just had a blanked on that children's show. Learning Rainbow. Learning Railroad? I don't know. Learning lesson. Beautiful. This is what we wanted. This is like why we were speculating it. And it's like potentially now playing out. Money flow was actually red, flashing between red and green when we looked at it first. We got a strong close, and you can see that's why I wanted the strong close, because it just nudged that money flow. Just didn't let it go negative. Just pushed it back up. It's not the most bullish thing in the world, obviously, because that's going to be a lower low, but it gives the 45-minute another chance, like another shot at moving up. That is, seeing this is making that 24,444, we'll call it, retracement target that we just drew look very, very good. Looking very good, in my opinion, for the end of the day. The hourly was a little weaker, still is a little weaker. We were talking about money flow here, how it was kind of rounding and odd and not and more neutral. We could see since it started, money flow already picked back up. We're seeing a nice sharp little nudge here. That may be, we'll see. That may be our low. And then we may look to go break it, just like you were talking about at the beginning. That could be our low. VWAP agrees with it. Momentum agrees with it on like all these time frames. We're seeing, what is it? So like the hourly, it's about to pinch. The 45-minute is about to pinch. The 30-minute just pinched. The 15-minute pinched like kind of proportionately longer ago than the 15-minute or whatever. That's good. We still do have like this really ugly 2-hour that I'm not sure how is going to be solved. Okay, so we have a whole hour left in it. That's good. Our retracement back here, potentially higher since the 2-hour. Retracement to 24,444. I don't think that's going to be enough to pick this up. You didn't get, I'm just looking at it now, you didn't break your high. You didn't get a money flow high here. It was slightly under the previous. Momentum wasn't accelerating. It's still positive, it's still bullish, but it's not accelerating. And charts and trading is all about judging acceleration. That's why I use logarithmic on everything. It's very much about acceleration, not about linear trend. And so you're always you're trying to find, when people say momentum, I think what they really are even unknowingly referring to is like acceleration and deceleration. I don't know if that'll be enough. This is just a very painful VWAP setup, man. It's painful. And the momentum is so far. It would take like a snap rally. It would kind of take like a pop rally to fix this 2-hour right now. The 3-hour still is just the 2-hour now is a problem. I'm okay with that though. Just the 2-hour being a problem is not a big problem because the 3-hour looks gorgeous. Momentum's a little janky, but money flow is showing us where the trend's at. It's saying higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. That's good. The 4-hour reflects the same unless that's changed since we looked at it, which it has not. It's just coming off that higher high still. It's like everything but the 2. Everything but the 2, in my opinion, looking pretty good. Ooh, let me get to the 6 and it makes me look stupid because the 6 does not look great. Something I do actually like about the 6 though is that if we look at, you probably won't even really be able to see this at home, but if we look at a lot of data at once, we get 2 visual points here. These 2, it looks like titties. This looks like a low and this looks like a lower low. And now I'm gonna unzoom this in because it's destroying my computer's resources. But what we can kind of take from that is, from that lower low, we haven't really seen very deep red money flow. We haven't seen it accelerate in the same way. And that does suggest some weakness on the sell side. In defense though, in defense of the bears, we're not really seeing that acceleration on the buy side either. So although this looks ugly, this really to me is looking consolidating. Looks like it's coiling. At least money flow, at least we have a higher money flow. Like this is like the grace for the short term here. I'm digging that. All right, let's do this. Because Bitcoin is moving sideways, after saying it 10 times, will actually read the chat. What's up, Stephen Conway? Stephen Conway says we'll never go below 24K again. That'd be cool. I will caution you, my friend. Saying Bitcoin will never go below blank again has just like historically been words that people eat. Oh God, how many times did we say never below 9K again? How many times have we seen never below? So many times. If it goes below 24K, it goes below 24K. It doesn't mean anything. It can go below it and then go higher. It can go higher and then go below it. It doesn't matter. What's up, Steven Weaver? Looking for mana. We haven't looked at mana in a while. I want to do a little more chat reading because I promised you guys I would read chat and I like completely failed to do so. So I'll pull up mana, but let me keep I'll pull up mana, but I'm going to try to keep reading the chat. I'm really bad at multitasking. Man on the daily, bro. You got yourself what looks like a very nice Adam and Eve. That looks like a nice Adam and Eve. You have your V shape, then you have your rounded bottom, lower volume. I don't even have volume up, but I can tell it's lower volume, higher volume on the V. This is your Adam, this is your Eve. Break it. Break like when I guess you have to break $1.33. You back tested for 92 on the daily right there. Man, it looks good. Looks good, man. Yeah, never below 30K. Never, dude. I've heard every number. Never below. Never below. And it's like it's almost as if the universe like is listening, and it's like, no, I will make sure that everyone who ever says this is wrong. Can you focus on SHIB? You need to learn more. I did a pretty good run. I did a good rundown on the SHIB chart, and I even did a little bit of rundown on the SHIB. What's behind the curtains? We did the most valuable content on SHIB on YouTube right now here today live. Period. That's my take. What's up, Oliver? You are now 100% cash. What? Are you as like a hypothetical, Oliver, or are you saying that I am 100% cash? If in a hypothetical, actually, tell me if it's hypothetical or not. What's up, Dr. Crypto? You're working. What's up, bruh? Isaac Hunt, how are you, my friend? Mr. Isaac, your name is so fun to say quickly. I hope we are being watched by some whale that will fix your 2-hour. Well, what you guys will know, what you'll notice on this channel is we will sit here and we can sit here all day and Bitcoin will move sideways. And the second I hit end stream, watch today. Watch till the very end. Oh, I did put Dogelon in there. I'll have to take a look at it. I'll look at Dogelon then. Ugh. Hey, my knee just cracked. There we go. The second we end the stream, Bitcoin will move. It will just break out. Either direction. Not always in the direction I'm predicting, but like with such high accuracy. I have had people message me on Discord who didn't watch the stream go, hey man, I feel like you probably just ended your stream. And it's like within 60 seconds of the stream ending because they know. They know. I don't know. You never know who's watching. There certainly is someone watching this right now who has more money than anyone you've ever met. And there might be many of them. Who knows? I don't know if they follow I don't know if they like take my trades or don't take my trades or they counter trade my trades. I don't know, man, but it's pretty obvious. I've been doing this for getting on to the better part of 4 years, man. Like, there are market participants that watch my TA. I mean, there's like 500 of them here right now, right? Stop the stream and then quickly restart. Benny Moratasia, that would breach the whale crown contract. That would breach the contract, and then they would stop watching. That'd be bad. It's Dib Dab Bullish. I like that name. Evening to you, legend. What's up, Ryan Mack? How you doing, bro? David's Fetic. How you liking that magnet? Happy for you. Did we get 420 likes yet? This is like the hardest. I don't usually have to like shill this hard to get 420 likes on these. We have 380. We have 380 with 500 people watching. Right now we can get to 420. If we get to 420 right now, I will do the 5 membership gift, whatever, and YouTube will randomly select 5 of you to get the green name magnet emojis, blah, blah, blah. So let's do it. We're at 404. We have plenty. We could get to 600 right now if everyone really gave effort. We get 600. We can get to 420 in like instantly. Yeah, we're at 413. 415. You're making this hard, aren't you? You're making this slow grind. 415. We only need 5 more. 420. There it is. Well done, everyone. Well done. 420. Blaze it. You've all earned it. You've all earned your 420 license today, man. Thank you, fam. It's such a good target, and it's thank you. It's a realistic target for like our viewership size. So I like it. So I do want to give everyone knowledge of this, how this works. I'm about to gift 5 memberships out. It's just a fun thing to do. YouTube says that it is randomly selected, but it does say that members of the chat who are engaging with your stream are more likely to receive them. So before I do this, I always say, guys, just spam in the chat. Just if you want to win this, if you want a better chance of winning, just spam whatever in the chat. Say something, hit the like button, and it doesn't matter if we go over to 420 likes. Subscribe. You definitely want to be subscribed. I'm not sure if it'll actually gift it to you if you're not subscribed. It might. But just get a little engagement in. Pick it up if you've been slacking. It's your time. There you go. Puff, puff, pass. Exactly. You earned it. You earned it, baby. You earned it. Treat yourself. You earned it. There we go. All right. There we go. Holy crap, it's zooming. Thank you for the T8. Thank you for the 5, John. You know what, John? Just for that, I don't actually know if super chats count as engagement. I don't get to choose, obviously. But thank you, man. Thank you. I hope you win. Here we go. If you're not subscribed and you haven't hit like yet, you haven't voted in the poll, do it right now. You have like 1 second. I'm clicking it. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. See who wins. Fingers crossed. I don't even know who it's for. I don't know who I'm crossing my fingers for. It always seems to pick people I like, so thank you, YouTube. Thank you, buddy. Big balls. Rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. You can literally go, if you click like where the super chat button is, there is a thing that says membership gifting, and you can click it and you can read it. It gifts will be publicly announced, blah, 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 blah. You can't actually individually gift them, which sucks. I wish you could, but we got some people who are ready. Who won? Okay. Interesting. Bad Baptist. I only recognize that name from today, but maybe my memory's doing me wrong. Congratulations, Bad Baptist. Mr. Ryan Mac 87. That's a name I recognize. Oh, you're ready. You're ready. I'm ready. I wish that wasn't quite so long because it plays 5 times. I'm just going to disable it so it doesn't do it again. Let's see. Ricardo Morales. Our 3rd lucky winner today. No eggs. Oh, there we go. No eggs. I didn't even see your name. There we go. It always picks someone that I have seen. I don't know. It's weird. It doesn't feel random, even though it says it's random. It doesn't feel random. And Gasper Kovacic. I think I might have said that right. It sounded good. I don't know if it was right. Sorry if I didn't say it right. But congratulations to our winners. Congratulations. Well done. Pat yourselves on the back. Not only did we get 420 likes, we earned our 420 license. And we gave away some memberships. So I did say in the video description, I look at Dogelon. Dogelon is weird. Dogelon came out and I was like, this is just a scam. I don't know anything about it, but it was like, this is just an ERC20 token. This is just a scam. It came out back here. And I said, even though this is just a scam, I actually do see some upside on this from the chart. And this coin, man, it's pretty incredible how it, just how much it respected the TA. I did not buy any. I will never buy any. Very low odds. But we did predict here that it would have substantial upside. It didn't have much trading history. It just, the timing of it, I don't know. The chart just looked right. And it did. It went, we first looked at it kind of like back here at 1,260. And it went all the way to 26,880 for a 5,000% gain. Pretty wild. Pretty freaking wild. Haven't looked at it since. But some things do instantly come to mind. Instantly, my eye is attracted to these. Should put this little clicker. There we go. My eye is instantly attracted to this. So we haven't looked at it in a while. All these lines are previously from the run up. We didn't actually even look at it, I don't think. I don't think we even looked at it at the all-time high. This is pretty sweet though. From its previous high to its previous low, the measured move almost perfectly predicted the top. This is, people say TA doesn't work. Anyone who says TA doesn't work doesn't know what TA is, and so I can't even be mad at them. I can't even like tell them they're stupid. They don't understand the purpose. This is how I made top calls, which I don't like calling tops because it's an impossible game really, but this is how I attempt to do the impossible, the exact same method every time, and it doesn't hit every time, but I'm going to say it works quite a bit. As you take the high, you take the all-time high and the all-time low, you use your Fibonacci extension retracement tool, and you look for that too. Like, you wouldn't have gotten the exact top, but holy hell, would you have gotten close? Like, that is hella close. TA allowed us to get within, looks like 10-20% of the high. To guess that would be the high. We were within 20%. Without TA, you would not have gotten the odds of you randomly guessing 26,600 would not have been very. It would have been impossible, or I don't know. TA works, but it just doesn't do what people want it to do. Anyway, that's just a nice little candle. Nice little extension there. So what jumped out to me right away is this. 4,500. 4,500 was our measured move, actually. I think maybe the first time we charted this. That one I showed you in the very beginning. Price did push up, back tested it. Buyers came in, it wicked up. You can see that on the daily, went to its all-time high from there. So here's what happened. Here's the story of Dogelon. We're going to tell this as a story because I'm mixing it up. And if you're investing in Dogelon, storytelling is probably more on the level of what's going to help you. So Dogelon started high. And in general, starting high and selling off is not great for a coin. In general. So it created resistance here as it started trading at 3,000. People sold it. Buyers came in at, oh man, at a minus 90% buyers came in. What attracted me, I remember originally, was buyers came in at the same point consistently. At a 90% retracement. That looked like a bottom. So we saw a move up, we looked for a measure move. But those buyers that got trapped here early, they were looking to sell. And this isn't everyone. This is a bigger picture concept. I'm telling a story. People who bought, they're looking to get their money back because they saw it go down 90%. And if they didn't sell it already, they're freaking out because they're down. And the second it's back and they get their money back, they're going to do that. That's what the irrational retail investor is going to do. So you could see literally to the number, to the exact value. You saw the daily go there and get sold off. Then it broke through. But that was those buyers exiting. It continued up. It hit its measured move. And it built a little bit of support right here.
You should check $SCRO. 1 week old. Their utility is actually crazy. I tested it. You can recall your crypto if you sent wrong amount or wrong wallet. First to ever do it. MC very low. It's a solid utility.
What's up, Garage Automobile Lava? I've never heard of it. Never heard of it, my friend. It's 1 week old. You tell me, is the utility that you can unsend it? That you can unsend search? Or is there utility that's outside of that? Let me finish with ELON, with Dogelon, and I'll see what I mean, I can't chart it if there's only a week of history. There's not going to be anything to chart, but I want to finish the story because I was enjoying telling it. So all of those buyers got out. That left a void of sellers. That put this chart into what is called price exploration. That means it's trading at a higher price than it's ever traded, or technically a lower price than it's ever traded. But when you do that, you have no historical obstacles in your way. There are people that will randomly sell or randomly have sell orders at random numbers, but there is no resistance above you, and you tend to see, and actually this goes back to ADA. I said it's weird because ADA hit an all-time high, then within a month or two hit another all-time high, but it was just a small percent higher, because ADA, when it hit an all-time high, it went into price exploration, and this is usually what we see. We see really large gains, really explosively crazy large gains that inevitably collapse because you can't sustain that. It's impossible. Nothing can expand exponentially forever. People who bought down here accumulated at that low. They sold some at 3,000 for sure. But once they started selling, when they were 5,000-6,000% up, that was way too much pressure for the market. And it pushed it back down. So here is some good stuff, and here's some bad stuff. You definitely have resistance. You definitely have made some resistance. The way this fell, it created resistance above us. What I do like is that it did dip under that 3,000 zone, and it does seem that it's holding it. That's not bad. I might even be as ballsy as to say, if I wanted to trade this really badly, I've never traded it, probably never will. If I really wanted to, I could make a trade. I could figure this out. I could do something like this. Ooh, nice. It's a really bad risk to reward. It's bad risk to reward. But you know what? It doesn't have to be good, because you should not just copy this trade. I'm just showing you something for education. It's not necessarily... Anyway. Anyway. I like that it dipped under, hit stops. It's back above 3,000. If it holds 3,000, it's looking fine. The issue I do see, though, is that 4,500, which is exactly a 50% gain from 3,000. 3,000 to 4,500 is exactly a 50% gain. Is going to be a significant resistance. It is. We see that because it was support here. It's, in fact, maybe it's only historical support outside of 3,000. It was support here, October 21. It was support here in May.
Finish your story, haha. Yes, basically if you send BTC to a wallet even after you press send, you can get your funds back from the blockchain. Even Binance can do that. The DApp is live and amazing. $SCROH.
No. I don't think you're lying or anything. I think that all right, I'm going to look into it when I'm done, because something's mixed up. There is no ability for like a coin to reverse a Bitcoin transaction. It could reverse a transaction on its own chain, but it couldn't. Yeah, I'll look into it. This story needs to be finished. So you have a very strong resistance above you. Like we said, it was the only support other than 3,000. It acted as support in May. Buyers came in, bought it back up. It bounced, it bounced, it bounced, it bounced. It finally rejected, and that's when it dropped below 3,000, tested it again as resistance, and fell. So the good news is that it is painting higher lows, and so the support is proving to be really just as strong as the resistance right now. The problem is 4,500 is going to be hard to break. If you break it, then you look pretty good. You look pretty good, actually. I would say all the way up to 6-ish thousand, 7-ish thousand. I would say, but that 4,500 is not. It's not gonna get. It's not gonna go down without swinging, man. It's not gonna go down without swinging. Is there a trend line I can connect this to that looks good? There we go. You do have like a descending trend. I'm not gonna trust that pop. So my kind of take on Dogelon is this: if it gets above 4,500, it becomes a lot more interesting. At 3,700, which is literally exactly in the middle of these two values, it is the least interesting to me. This is the worst time, in my opinion, to take a long or a short. Doesn't matter what direction the trade. This is the worst time to take any trade on it. You're right in the middle of two significant values, and so you're just buying into the spread. If you want to trade this, I would wait for 3,000 to look to enter a position long, and if you want to short this, I would wait for 4,500, and I wouldn't do diddly in between. Wouldn't do diddly in between. If it breaks 4,500, 6,000, 7,000, it's in the realm of possibility. Actually, even as high as 10,000. This is down the line, but if you look at, if the bottom is in, and we assume that it's in, and we look at our low and our high, that brings us back to the 618. That's 10,000-ish. 10,000, very psychological number. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. If we see 4,500 break, and I would even like to see it back tested maybe on a weekly and hold, I think it's pretty clear to 10,000. Boom, mic drop. This is the best TA on Musk Law and Elon in the world. All right, I'm done. The story's over. So wait, SCRO. ROH. Not on CoinGecko. Not gonna lie, bro. Not a great start. If it's not on CoinGecko, that's not a great start. I will look up. I will see if CoinMarketCap has it. However, CoinMarketCap, notorious for literally you like anything can be listed and promoted on it, no matter what it is, no matter how. I'm not necessarily saying that what you're talking about is a scam, but CMC has no problem listing scams on their site. Maybe they did, or maybe they do now, but they certainly did not in the past, to the point where I don't use them as a source anymore. Okay, so this is on the Ethereum blockchain. So to start off, it cannot interact with the Bitcoin blockchain, period. Not on the same chain. Can interact with Ethereum. Let's see what it has to say. What is the SCRO is derived from escrow, a type of transaction. Okay, so escrow. Escrow is, okay, that's a trusted third party. Usually, how are they can offer utility if they don't have a trusted third party and they can offer escrow. They can't, nothing here, at least so far, has anything to do with Bitcoin. Escrow, our primary utility is inspired by escrow. It works as 100% decentralized. Okay. I mean, here's one really big problem with crypto is everything is trying to sell itself. And so everything calls itself 100% decentralized. Everything calls itself 100% whatever. And it is very difficult for even me to know if it's true. That's why I said earlier in the show, it's profitable to be skeptical in crypto. So far I'm seeing something about it's a safe send, and it is, at least in so far of what I've read, absolutely only applies to the SCRO tokens. It has some kind of tax that's starting to remind me of SafeMoon. That's not good. Transaction tax, buy, sells, transfers. That's a red flag, bro. You specify a holding period. Time lock. Okay, like time lock is a utility, but time lock also is not a new utility. That's existed on like Ethereum. Like Hex has been a time lock type thing for years. Tokens travel. Yeah, no, this absolutely has no ability to reverse or impact Bitcoin transactions. It does, and this is I think where you got it mixed up is it does have the ability to do that with its own coin. And I can't verify the contract because I don't have the knowledge.
Yes, but the DApp has multi-kind. If you check quickly their site or Twitter, they have a quick video showing the use case of the utility. I know it's hard to believe, but I tested it myself.
I believe that there's a video, and I believe it explains the utility better than me, but I'm telling you, bro, there is a 0% chance that this Ethereum token, this token on the Ethereum chain, can do anything to Bitcoin, like any impact on Bitcoin. No, I'm sorry. There's a 0% chance. It can definitely interact with Ethereum, maybe other coins on Ethereum. It could interact in the sense that you're suggesting with wrapped Ethereum, possibly, but not Bitcoin. And I'm not even saying it can do that with wrapped Ethereum. Let me just finish this. And also, every coin is going to have a hype awesome video that tells you how hype awesome it is, right? Like, of course they are. That's the whole point. No one should buy it. Here's the reality, though, bro. I like what I like. And you can like and you can invest in whatever you want, right? And that's okay. Cryptocurrency is so new. There's so much space to fill. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist and I'm saying this. Just be careful. The market cap of this thing is $500,000. So you know what that means? That means you could put $10 into this. You could put a $5 into this. And if it is as awesome as you think it is, that $5 will be all the money you need. If it is going to go to the, what you think it's going to do, you don't need to buy, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. You don't need to throw a lot of money at this. The market cap is so tiny that if you had $1 of this and it becomes the market cap of Bitcoin right now, you would have millions and millions and millions of dollars. So just be careful. People invest whatever you believe in. That's what crypto is for me. It's about belief. It's about believing in something and hope. But this is just like the best. I don't give financial advice, but money related tip I can give you is if it's a micro cap like this and you really want it, go for it. Just put in some stupidly small amount of money because you don't need to. I had $150 worth of Doge at its peak in 2021. It was worth 150 grand. And the market cap of Doge was way bigger than $500,000. So do the math. Do the math yourself. You can figure it out. Just don't go all in on this or something. It likely has no liquidity either. I wish you the best, man. I wish you the best. But I really, it's gotta be careful. The problem is that this space is so full of hope and promises. It's just a playground for people who are really good at making them and lying. Most projects, most things in crypto, not even just coins, sites, exchanges, whatever, most, greater than 50%, honestly, I think it's more like 90 to 95% of things in crypto are just predatory, scam, Ponzi by another name, with crypto as the marketing. It is healthy to be skeptical. You should be skeptical of everything. You should question everything. The whole point of the space is that you can prove it. That's basically what blockchain is I don't need to trust you because it can be proved. Be careful, bro. Wish you the best. Thank you for the super chats. And I just hope you make a good decision for you. Phishing scam in chat. Where's that alchemist? Who? We got mods here. We should. Doge became number 10. Dude, it's wild to me that Doge was ever. It's wild. People shilling new coins. Yeah. Well, you know what, though? Bullish Crypto. People super chatting to like shill coins. And I'm not even saying that was you, man. I appreciate you. And I think actually I gave you a lot of fucking valuable knowledge there. That usually only happens in the bull market. I'm not gonna lie. We do not have people come in here and like super chat for like random coins usually during like bear market bad times. So maybe that's a bullish sign. I don't know. What's up, Tectonic DeFi? How you doing, bro? M Stone, what's up, brother? Yes, M Stone. Anyone claiming that honestly, you don't have to say S coin. Anyone claiming that any coin can alter a Bitcoin transaction is incorrect. It's just it's an incorrect statement by default. It doesn't mathematically exist. Fortunately, I was about to say unfortunately. No, fortunately. Benny Moratasia, so right. Learn to calculate market caps, dude. Market caps are both a lie and one of the most important things that you need to understand. Market caps are an illusion, but they're a super important illusion to understand when it comes to this space. You know what? I'll go on a rant. Here's why. This is hypothetical. I, right now, with a snap of my fingers, just created 1 trillion Tom Crown coins, okay? My bro, veteran timepiece, our brother Ja's here. I go to you and I sell you 1 of these Tom Crown coins that I have 1 trillion of for $1, right? We shake hands. You give me $1, I give you 1. I now have $1 trillion market cap. I just created $1 trillion market cap by selling $1. That's reality. That is reality. That does not mean it's worth $1 trillion. It does not mean there was $1 trillion involved. It does not mean the $1 trillion went in or could come out. Market cap is a very important metric, but it's also a very intangible metric. What's important is market cap, how big it is, but then also the available supply versus the total supply versus, honestly, just like the 24-hour volume. Just the volume. Traded volume is going to be important. With micro caps, you don't have liquidity. So the thing is so if Ja goes to then sell that coin, right? But I don't buy it, and I don't know, no one else wants it. There's no liquidity, so it's actually worth 0. But since he doesn't sell it for 0, and no one's buying it for 0, it remains $1 trillion market cap. That changes until the next transaction. Hopefully I just blew someone's mind. I don't know. If I didn't, that's fine. But like, you need to be careful and you need to understand what market cap means and what that means, honestly, for your investments. This, I like to say, just a rule of thumb, the smaller the market cap, the smaller your investment should be. It doesn't need to be big. You're not going to put all your money in a micro cap and hit it big and, I don't know, whatever dream you have. It's not going to happen, man. But you know what could happen is you could put $5 in that, and maybe it gets huge and now you have a few $1 million. That could happen. That could happen. 100%. Well, not 100% going to happen, but it could happen. How is that possible? Because there's 1 million units, or 1 trillion. There's 1 trillion units. The last unit, and the only unit that I'm going to sell, or really will ever be sold, this is hypothetical, I sold to Veteran Timepiece for $1. The last value, the last traded value of the Tom Crown coin hypothetical is $1. There is 1 trillion of them. It has a market cap of $1 trillion. That is, if you need me to say it again, I will. It's like, I remember having that moment where I was like, wait a minute. Like my brain gears were turning when like this was first explained to me, and I was like, wait, what? Took me a little bit to wrap my head around it. But that legitimately is real. Then that is something you can do. But that also doesn't mean you can get any money out of it. Just because there's $1 trillion market cap doesn't mean you can even get $1 out of it. You literally can only take out from any pair what someone else is willing to buy from you. So if I then went and found someone who was willing to buy 999,999,999,999 of them at $1 a piece, then I'd have like a trillion, right? Then I would. But no one's going to do that. That's insane. No one. It doesn't even make sense. Like, it's like an impossible scenario. You'd have to sell all of them for $1. But you could be on paper. On paper, you could be as rich as you wanted. In that way, you could walk around and tell your friends, "Yeah, I own $1 billion market cap thing. It's not a big deal."
The way SafeSend works is if I select BUSD and send it through their $SCRO platform, if I hit send and I realize it's wrong amount and you haven't claimed yet, I can recall it.
Cool, man. That's fine. BUSD, absolutely. Like I said, it could transact with the Ethereum chain. I suppose with bridges, I'm not an expert on like chain bridging, etc. But like the BSC chain, BUSD you mentioned, that is possible, yes. The reason I was so adamantly saying no was because you did say Bitcoin, and Bitcoin could not be involved in that way. I'll say this: that's more utility than most things I see. Honestly, like I said, 95% of the space is just a Ponzi or a scam, and 99% of things that claim to have utility, what utility? Like, people tell me things have utility, and then I ask them what's the utility, and they don't have an answer. They tell me things that are going to happen in the future. Well, there are these things and that things, and it's like, but there is no utility yet. So that is a utility. That is a function if it works. I don't know anything about this thing other than what I just read. If it works and you like it, dude, like I said, just get a little bit. Get a little bit, but you don't need to put a big amount of money. You don't need to put, like, honestly, at $500,000 market cap, if you bought $10 worth of it, like, you're set. You own a huge percent of the supply at that point. Like, just don't go getting yourselves wrecked, guys. Like, going all in on micro caps. I've seen hundreds of people lose everything, and it's not fun. It doesn't get any better. That's why I do this every day too. It's like, I want you guys to, hopefully, I know most people, because we're humans, aren't gonna, just see me and listen and be like, okay, I'll change my habits and my ways. That's unrealistic. But if I can even prevent one person or two people from like avoiding these pitfalls, then everything I do is worth it. And I have in the past. Like, I know people have come to me and told me specific examples, but like, that's why I keep doing it. Just, if I can help anybody love crypto the way I love crypto, then it's worth it. Like, the one caveat is, if you lose all your money, it's really hard to love crypto. So a lot of what I do is try to walk people off ledges in that metaphorical sense. Thoughts on Mina? I don't really know anything about Mina. Is it magical internet money? Isn't that what it's called, or something like that? Stephen Conaway, the best we got for utility now is trading JPEGs. You know what? I'm going to shout out to Kobe, which I've never done in my life. I'm going to shout out to Kobe on Twitter. He's on the YouTube Only Up. I'm going to shout him out. He redefined NFTs for me yesterday with a tweet. He said, NFTs are altcoins with pictures. And I had such a moment when I read that. Like, such a moment. That's just the most elegant thing I can think of to describe it. Literally, that is what it is. Literally, it is what it is. But it's funny, though, because I'm pretty sure, and I didn't want to like try to throw this argument out there because this is not my field of expertise, and you guys will notice I never hesitate to speak on my areas of expertise, and I would never hesitate to tell you guys this isn't my area of expertise, and then I usually don't talk about it. But I'm pretty sure that you can put image data on the blockchain. I'm pretty sure you can put image data on the Bitcoin blockchain even. I don't think it's efficient, or I don't think there's a reason, but I'm pretty sure you can. So I'm not really entirely sure what the difference is now. Certainly NFTs are, they have community. We started this episode with that. Community is value in crypto. It is. Even if it's the crappiest, stupidest thing in the world, if there's a real community of people who care about it, that's value. It has value. More so than something that does a lot of things that no one cares about. Okay, so Dirk R. I don't recognize the name Dirk R, but welcome, dude, and definitely welcome, especially to someone coming in with some knowledge, man. I love new people to find our channel, but I feel like new people have a harder time connecting with our channel because I am not a new person and I'm not the best at communicating with people new to crypto. My autism, or just my level of understanding and ADD and OCD, whatever, just, yeah. But I appreciate and love when people come in here with knowledge. Basically, this channel is just a few thousand people who found this channel and never freaking left, and they're just here for life, and they're all just crypto OGs. And then there's a trickle of new people who probably find it and then leave because they're what the hell is he talking about? But you're coming in with some real stuff. So Dirk R, and this is, I like it because that's even what I said. I said maybe WBTC, wrap BTC. Said Scorch Utility works with the Binance chain BSC and the ETH chain. So BTC BEP20, for example, could work. Exactly. And BEP20 BTC is just the equivalent of wrapped Bitcoin. It's WBTC. It is important to acknowledge that it is not Bitcoin. It is not the same as owning a Bitcoin. There is a trusted third party involved, which in all honesty defeats the point of Bitcoin. You would assume that at this point we would have smart contracts that would interact and remove the need for a middleman for wrapping Bitcoin onto other chains. And I think I've heard people talk about that, but to my knowledge, it does not exist yet. WBTC is all trusted third party by Armada or whatever. And so, yes, it can interact with Ethereum, with BSC, but it absolutely in no way can interact with Bitcoin directly. And it absolutely in no way can influence, change, modify, or reverse Bitcoin's blockchain. I like it, man. Stick around, brother. Stick around. I prevented you from getting any work done for the last hour and a half. Thank you. You're welcome, man. You know what? And you guys have prevented me from not getting work done for the last hour and a half. So love right back. What's up, Favor Eboob? Eboob. Ooh, I'm getting a little heartburn. What's up, Fun Time? Thanks for subscribing, man. We haven't had a ton of subscribers in the last few weeks. I think new retail trickling in is not so furious of a trail right now. That's a good sign. That's always true at the bottom. Dirk R subscribed a minute ago. Right on, bro. Right on. You're gonna like it here, man. I literally can tell by that one sentence that this is the place for you. PP Coin by Hicello. Oh, by Hicello. Nice, I got it. PP Coin. If there isn't a PP Coin, someone needs to capitalize on it, because that's good. That's just good. Denim, you like your BEP20 coins fast, cheap, transferred. Hey, I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I use coins for different things. I love my TRC20. I zip USDT around on it. I'll zip it, but I don't ever wrap my Bitcoin. No, thank you. No, thank you. Not for me. Snoop Dogg, what's up? Cryptogenic dude. Snoop Dogg on the Full Send podcast made an excellent case explaining how it could be revolutionize the music trade by selling bars, beats, and songs. I didn't see that. I don't know what he said. I do know this. Snoop Dogg is surprisingly well versed in the crypto space. It's like Kevin O'Leary. These people blow my mind. I am a crypto person. Not bragging, but I think my knowledge and understanding and skill level or whatever of crypto is very high. And it is uncommon to meet people of like Snoop Dogg's age or of Kevin O'Leary's age that I don't immediately know they have no idea what they're talking about. Snoop Dogg, surprisingly well-versed, actually, and Kevin O'Leary. But NFTs, I do agree, have a huge future with music. And it's weird that it's seemingly, they haven't meshed yet. I'm sure there are projects, like I know there's a project called Audio, and I'm sure that's like their aim or something similar. NFTs have a huge future with music. Massive future with music and with gaming. It's just not there yet. And we can say that about really the whole space in different ways. Like Bitcoin, massive future in transactional currency, but it's not there yet right now. We don't have the infrastructure. It doesn't make sense to do it on Bitcoin layer 1. It only makes sense to do it on like a Bitcoin Lightning Network, layer 2. Like crypto, you are early in crypto, even if you don't think you are. Literally every person ever who's ever started crypto had that same thought that they're not early and that they're too late. I did. Everyone I know that started before me did. It seems like into perpetual foreverness, that will be the feeling. We are so early because all of these concepts are so obviously going to be tied together. And they have such a fundamental, clear connection. Like we can see it in our brains. Like it makes sense, but it's just not quite there yet. And the good part though, is that it's going to get there. It's going to get there. It just takes time. It just doesn't happen on the timeline that we want, which would be great if it did, but we don't get to pick and choose. And if Richard Hart said it on BitBoy's show. I was on BitBoy's AM show 2-3 days ago. Richard Hart said it. Someone asked him about when Pulse drop, whatever. And he said, the people are telling me this. And he's like, but dude, crypto devs, they are literally, if a crypto dev gives you a date, throw it away. Just throw the date away, because crypto devs are like the most notorious not on time projects ever. And it's not a criticism, it's just a reality. Blockchain is new technology, it is complicated, and it doesn't have room for error. So it should never be hastily released, in my opinion. But these things are all coming. And the kind of even more exciting part is we have these obvious connections that we can see that I think even people that aren't into crypto with a little bit of background would be able to say, hey, yeah, I can see that synergy. That makes sense, right? Like identification on a blockchain network makes total sense. It's a little scary of a concept, but it makes sense. But these are just the concepts that are obvious. If you think about it, these are just the obvious ones because there really hasn't been a lot of time that's passed. Think about how much time has passed with like a blade, like humans and the technology blade, like a blade or no, the wheel. What were they doing with wheels? What were they doing with the first wheel ever invented? I don't know. But how many uses have we figured out for a wheel? Bajillions. And it's because we've had the technology for so long. Crypto is a unique technology. It is unlike any other technology that has ever existed before. And we already have these ideas of how we can use it. I'll make this wager with myself in the future that many of the ways we think it is going to fit into the future, it won't. And the most fundamental, the most important and the most world-changing ways that it has in the future, we're not even aware of. We don't even have a concept of what they are yet. Like, we will find out down the road. There'll be some moment where it's like, oh my, like, holy F. This changes everything. I don't know what that would be. Again, it's like a concept we don't have. I can almost guarantee that, though, that crypto will find something that no one's thinking about right now, and it will fill that niche in a way that nothing else can fill it, and it will be like, in hindsight, obvious. There's surprises ahead. We are early. There are surprises ahead. That's the bottom line. Whew. All right. How long have we been live? My throat is starting to get very dry. Very dry. And that usually happens around the 2 hour plus mark. Dry. Whoa. And that usually happens around the 2 hour
very
plus
dry.
mark. 2 hours, right on the dot. We got 375 watching. We're probably shadow banned at this point because we've been live for so long. Eventually, you just like, it's not even shadow banned. It's just like when you're live for more than 2 hours, I think YouTube just kind of like stops serving your stuff. Not every time, but like the 1 hour mark is the sweet spot. 2 hours is like always when it starts trailing off. Also, probably because I lose energy and I get tired. So here's what I want, guys. Here's what I want. If you're sitting here, if this is your first time here, subscribe. Jump in our Discord. We're going to do a live airdrop like we do every single stream. All you have to do is click the verify green check mark emoji in the room when you get there. You don't have to set up a wallet, nothing. You'll get the airdrop. That's it. So you get a little reward for being there. It's not a lot, some Satoshis. But it's the best way to keep up with our community and with the live streams. I want you guys, if you haven't traded, if you haven't checked out Femex, check out Femex. Femex is like, honestly, I have passed. I should make a YouTube video or hell, maybe a whole channel. I could probably make a whole channel on money and business opportunities I have turned down. I have turned down tens of millions of dollars easy in my career because I refuse to just promote anything. I'm incredibly selective. That doesn't mean anything is risk-free. Everything has risk, but I do trust, as far as I can trust these things, both Femex and MarketCypher. Everything has risk. Nothing is guaranteed. But Femex is an excellent platform. They have APY programs that are not like Celsius and BlockFi. They have spot trading. Highly recommend if you're new to trading, you want to start trading, please don't use leverage. Please use spot. Please just trade spot for a while. Or even better, paper trade. Don't even trade spot, paper trade. Check them out. The links are in the video description below. Using my link, you can get a bonus up to like $4,000 on deposit, depending on Femex, how much you deposit. MarketCypher, if you use the promo code CROWN, you'll get, I think it's 15% off. So you get a little bonus, and it makes me look good. It makes them happy, keeps our relationship good, keeps the lights on here. Follow me on Twitter if you don't follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys in the Discord. Oh yeah, wait, and here's the final thing, is I'm about to end the stream. We're going to scientifically test this method. Ending the stream now. Watch Bitcoin. Crown out.